Hey y'all, it's your captain for all things creative coming at you with the House of the Dragon Season 2, Episode 7 review. If you're new to this channel, welcome. Please like and subscribe. And if you're returning, thank you for rocking with us because we almost finished a whole season together, y'all. It's only one more episode left. So let's get into this episode featuring the Red Sewing, where they're finding these riders for the tamed dragons. So first you see Adam and Rhaenyra and their beautiful dragons, Seasmoke and Cyrax, just all meet up on the beach. And Adam bends the knee real fast. And Rhaenyra was kind of wary about him at first. And it's like, what's your intentions? Why you got a dragon? And I was like, I ain't choose the dragon chose me. And then Rhaenyra was like, okay. She was with it. And Adam keeps the secret of Corlys being his father when Rhaenyra, asks about his parentage. And he basically just says, hey, we're not the type of family that keeps records like that. We're not like highborn. And since Adam, claimed the dragon and also kept the sea snakes still a secret, Corlys does come see him and personally, frees him from his shipyard work contract and congratulates him for claiming the dragon. And I love that Adam finally got recognized by his dad, but shame on Corlys for hiding it. He should have been like, hey, that's my son, but I guess he don't want to dishonor Rhaenyra's memory. And in the book, they were trying to pass it off like it might have been Laener's bastard, but the sea snake knows that that's his child, right? But only now he's like giving him a little attention because he did this good thing of claiming the dragon, right? So then Corlys tries to convince Alan to also go for a dragon too, but he says no thanks, that he's salt and sea based. So I think it's showing that Adam is more suited to be the heir to Driftmark, because especially when Baela gave that line about how, she's fire and blood and he needs someone salt and sea for Driftmark. And when Alan said that, I think that clicked in Quellis' mind, like, all right, this should be the one, right? And I'm not going in order. I'll try to go in like a loose order, but I'm just like organize it the way I'm thinking about it. Because then Rhaenyra, to some extent, and Jace to a greater extent, voiced the concerns and prejudices of the lords that, lowborn people and bastards don't have the same loyalty as highborn lords. And I love how even when Rhaenyra was kind of saying them stereotypes, Mysaria reminded her real fast that, okay, your so-called noble family is betraying you and your father right now, And then Rhaenyra then also remembers how the lords talked down about her own children. And she says, you're right, forget whatever the stereotypes are. Let's go and raise an army of bastards, right? But Jacaerys is still in his feelings about, all these lowborn people claiming dragons. He calls them mongrels. I was like, oh no, Jace, you were our favorite for a while. But he's not necessarily wrong to mistrust the people who are not so loyal to the family, because there are people that are going to betray and have not so good motives. But like Mysaria said, there are people in the family that betray and have not so good motives, so they both have a point. But for Jace, it's a little bit more personal, because having a dragon for him, he admits, is his kind of security blanket against the people looking down on him for his strong blood. So the fact that he can claim a dragon, reasserts his Valyrian blood. But if any bastard can claim a dragon, it kind of cheapens what, he had used to protect himself from all the insults for so long. So Jace kind of begs Rhaenyra to not let the bastards completely have access to the dragons. But Rhaenyra's like, nah, man, it's too late. We can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. Like, God put this revelation in front of me, that we gotta go after these very closer relatives who are like right here and willing to serve. And there's no going back for Rhaenyra. And it's a really sad scene. Like, you see them both get teary. And just Cerys, brings up his strong daddy. And again, you can tell that part of it is because of what, they both went through with all the rumors about, the kid's parentage. But at the end of the day, it was Jason's idea. But they wanted to do it the highfalutin way. But the dragons ain't studying about that. The dragons is like, listen, I just need somebody with like the right personality and maybe a little bit of the blood of Valyria too. And if the bastards can get it done, they don't have time. So I'm with Rhaenyra, but I understand why Jace is so upset. And this whole episode, you see Alicent kind of recovering from everything she's done and the commoners hating her and whatnot. The Maester was healing her little wounds because she got hurt protecting Helena. I guess the slap to the face with the fish didn't do much, but she did get her arm sliced. So she decides to go on a camping trip with only one guard. And then you also see Aegon getting rehab to walk again under the ordering of Larys. And Larys the rat, you could tell that he's doing scheming against Aemon this episode, because not only is he kind of secretly pressing Aegon's rehab schedule and keeping the milk of the poppy away from him, because you hear Aegon screaming in pain. And remember, Larys told him last time that the milk of the poppy dulls his mind, and all his, brothers leaving him is his mind right now. And the brother orchestrated the, almost death, of him with Vhagar. And his body's all burnt up. So he's been screaming in pain all episode. But Larys is trying to get his mind right and his body better. Then you also see that Larys gets news about Seasmoke being claimed, but refuses to pass the word on to Aemon, and kind of discourages the guy who heard it from passing it on to Aemon too. So you could see he's working actively against Aemon, the regent, at this point, and plotting to get Aegon back on the throne. At Harrenhal, Daemon is still wilding out, but little Oscar Tully, he's doing so well. I love him as the Lord of the Riverlands, He's already acting like a fair and wise Riverlands leader day one. And he basically finds a way to calm the River Lords down and also still keep the oath for Rhaenyra by having Daemon punish the Blackwood guy who committed all the war crimes against the Brackens. And it was just superb watching him son Daemon, because Daemon is not suited for these, cool-headed political moves. Clearly Daemon's a better fighter, but Oscar Tully is clearly a better leader. Daemon don't have it in him to do this kind of stuff. Daemon's a good fighter, So when Daemon gets back to his room, he's still hallucinated. He don't deserve the crown, especially after getting sunned by like a true little leader like that. But when he gets back, who's on the bed? Who he gonna see? It was looking like the Crypt Keeper, but it really was Viserys, giving Crypt Keeper realness with like 2 strands on his hair and all the zombie makeup he had on his deathbed. And he asking Daemon, do he want the crown, And again, I think it's a Daemon question if he has what it takes to be a leader after seeing a true good leader, in action. And then you see Rhaenyra, Allen, and Corlys coordinate boats that bring the bastards from King's Landing to Dragonstone. Rhaenyra gives a speech to the people that basically says, listen, may the odds be ever in your favor. It's just like the Hunger Games. Because he's like, some of y'all gonna die. And the dragon keepers themselves quit before, the whole thing started to. Because they're like, we're not teaching Valyrian to these low-born people. This is abomination. And then she just leads the people to Vermithor herself, which was gangsta. I like that for her. So Rhaenyra's plan kind of works, but a lot of people got in this scene. That's why they call it the Red Sewing. Vermithor does bond with Hugh the Hammer, who's the only one with enough guts to yell back at Vermithor while he was huffing and puffing and just having his snacks. And I guess Vermithor respects him and sees a little bit of his angry self in Hugh Hammer. And once Hugh Hammer was yelling, he was like, okay, bet we could go wreak havoc together outside, right? And he was very angry, especially because he lost his daughter. You see earlier in the episode that him and his wife talk about how they couldn't save her. And he's done, waiting around for his payment from, Aegon and them. He said he wants, the dragon to kind of make something of himself and make his wife a lady and whatnot. So he's all about the personal glory and the gold and the come up for sure, rather than truly serving like Adam said he would, right? And Ulf just basically escapes the tragedy because before Vermithor bonded with Hugh, he was a menace. Basically all the people was getting burnt up and ate up, except for Hugh the Hammer and Ulf, And Ulf found a little torchlight and tried to escape the dragon pit, but he unintentionally finds Silverwing, who was very much looking bored in the corner and excited to find somebody to take him outside. So Ulf sees the dragon, he just lies down. He's like, I'm not fighting this dragon. And he just starts praying, basically, for a quick death. But when he opens his eyes, the dragon realized that he was calm. He didn't come on some BS because Ulf was just making peace and ready to die. And the dragon was like, nah, man, you seem cool. Take me outside, And he does that. Because Ulf is the next one you see actually flying around on his dragon. And I don't know if you can see Silverwing. Silverwing is up on that building up in the corner. But all the tame dragons on Dragonstone are claimed. So it's just the wild dragon sheep stealer that's left. Unless they're going to give Rhaena the cannibal and give us Nettles, please, Jesus. But for now, it seems like Rhaena's going to take the Nettles plot, since in the book, she does go with the kids and she keeps her little dragon egg and it hatches and she walks around with her little dragon all the time. And her dragon is tiny, so she doesn't get to ride in the war. But it looked like Rhaena's going to take a little bit of Nettles plot, since when it's time to go on the ships, heading to Pentos, see her leaving the children behind, which makes her an awful nanny. She would get fired, if it was a paid gig. But she gonna run off to where the wild dragon evidence was in the Vale, and there's not even supposed to be dragons in the Vale. So HBO was wilding with this, but they're trying to make it so that Sheepstealer usually don't be in the Vale, but since the war started, he widened his feeding territory to make it all the way to the Vale. But regardless, I think they are setting up the Battle of the Gullet for sure for the season finale, since that gay abandoned ship is part of it, and it involves the water. It's like a very big battle on the water, and Rhaenyra and Daemon's babies and their baby dragons is on the boats, and we could see last week that one of the baby dragons did hatch and was playing with the kids. So those dragons are already loyal to the babies. It's very cute to see. And I just wonder if they're going to end up giving Rhaena 2 dragons, because she still has her egg too. So I wonder if they're going to make her get the wild dragon with the wild dragon that she dies in the war or something. What might work for me is if the wild dragon was Grey Ghost or something like that. And then when Grey Ghost is chilling, he gets eaten by the cannibal. Because I think Grey Ghost does get eaten by the cannibal in the book. So that could work for me. Then I could still get the Nettles plot. You see me scheming to get Nettles, but once I saw Raina abandon them babies, my dreams of seeing Nettles low key, got crushed. So here's hoping that maybe the wild dragon is either Grey Ghosts or the cannibal, and we still get Nettles and Chief Stealer next season. But next season we're definitely gonna get Darian, which is confirmed by the scene with Aemond, which we'll talk about now. So, Aemond is at a council meeting getting told, that his nice brother Darian, who was a warlike Reek, can join the fight since his dragon-tastic is big enough to ride and fly with him. But then Aegon finally finds out about Rhaenyra and the Blackskin new dragon riders when Ulf is flying around on Silverwing, since he can't control that dragon yet. And Silverwing is used to, going where he wants around the castle and whatnot, So his dragon is flying all around in the skies of King's Landing. And you could tell he was just excited to have anybody take him out the cave. Silverwing looked like he's very fun-loving and just want to be free and play. So Aemon wants to get Buck on Vhagar, but with all them bullet holes in her wings, as big as Vhagar is, she not as fast as Silverwing. So by the time Vhagar starts getting close enough to Dragonstone, where Silverwing had landed, Aemon sees Rhaenyra surrounded by the dragon gang. She got Cyrax, Vermithor, possibly Seasmoke that we didn't see in that scene per se, but we know Seasmoke was the one that Larys and them had spotted or heard about. And Aemon tells Vhagar, nope, absolutely not. He chickens out. And he goes, ah! He literally does the funniest about face on Dragonback I've ever seen. He's like, let's dip up out of here. Dip up out of here. Fly. He just tells Vhagar to fly away. And you could tell that Aemon is shooketh now how many active dragons the Blacks now have. So he's going to get activated probably too. And the episode goes off. So next episode, like I said, will probably feature the Battle of the Gullet. I'm not going to give too many spoilers. If you know, you know. But in the preview, Kristen Cole was in the preview. Looked like he was praying for his life. So I'm wondering, since Kristen Cole is heading Daemon's way per Aemon's order, if HBO is going to give us some fan service and give us the Butcher's Ball early, since they kind of set that up since Jace secured the bridge from the Freys for the Greybeards that he got the Starks to agree to send, to cross and pass through. And we know that Kristen Cole is heading to the Riverlands to meet Aemon on one side. So the Butcher's Ball is supposed to be near the God's Eye, near, where Daemon is. So I hope we also get the Butcher's Ball too, because that will balance it out, because, the Battle of the Gullet is very intense, and, balancing out the intensity of the Battle of the Gullet with the satisfaction of the Butcher's Ball would be a nice way to end the season and give us, more bang for our buck. So I'm hoping for both the Butcher's Ball and the Battle of the Gullet for the finale. If it's just the Battle of the Gullet, I understand. But the way Kristen Cole was praying and talking, I'm thinking we getting Butcher's Ball too. So say what you want in the comments, how you feel about everything. And remember to like and subscribe. And remember, you're the master of your fate and the captain of your soul. Bye.